the joint public hearing of the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, the Committee on Peace, Unification and Reconciliation, and the Committee on Finance is called to order. The members of the committee share with the nation a collective grief brought about by the deadly incident in Mamasapano that claimed the lives of 44 members of the Special Action Force of the PNP and our Muslim brothers. Bago po tayo mag-umpisa, hihingi po ako ng ilang sandaling katahimikan upang magpasalamat at ipanalangin ang ating mga namayapang magigiting na PNP police officers. Kasama na rin po ang mga nagpapagaling ngayon ng mga nasugatan. Iniakda ni Gat Andres Bonifacio ang mga salitang ito. Aling pag-ibig pa ang hihigit kaya sa pagkadakila at pagkadalisay, gaya ng pag-ibig sa tinubuang lupa. Aling pag-ibig pa, wala na nga, wala. Kung ang bayang ito'y masasapanganib at siya ay dapat na ipagtangkilik, ang anak, asawa, magulang, kapatid, isang tawag niya'y tatalikdang pilit. Ipahandog-handog ang buong pag-ibig at hanggang may dugoy uubusing itigis. Kung sa pagtatanggol buhay ay mapatid, ito'y kapalaran at tunay na langit. Inihandog ng SAF 44 ang kanilang buhay sa pinakamataas na sakripisyo na magagawa ng isang pulis, ang mamatay sa linya ng tungkulin. Nararapat lamang na suklian natin ito ng sigasig sa paghahanap ng katotohanan sa pagdinig na ito. Ang paglabas ng katotohanan ng unang hakbang sa pagbibigay ng katarungan sa sinapit ng SAF 44. Utang nating lahat sa kanila, sa kanilang mga naulila at sa sambayanang nagdadalamhati ang pagpapalabas ng totoong naganap sa Mamasapano noong Enero 25 nang walang itinatago, walang pinipili, at walang interes kung hindi ang tuparin ang tungkuling iniatas sa atin. To set facts into perspective, and as Senator Soto, Estrada, Gingona, Ejercito, and this representation identified in the 5 Senate resolutions in today's agenda, let me briefly reiterate the following. 1. On January 25, 2015, members of the Philippine National Police's Elite Special Action Force led an operation in Mamasapano, Maguindanao. The operation was said to have targeted top terrorist Zulkifli Abdhir, also known as Marwan, an alleged bomb maker who was believed to be a member of Jamia Islamiyah, and alleged BIFF commander Basit Usman. Marwan is listed in the United States FBI's most wanted terrorist list. 2. A substantial number of SAF members were involved in the operation, 392 in all, according to the PNP. 44 members of SAF died, while more than at least a dozen were injured in the day-long encounter. On the part of the Committee on Public Order, we are conducting this hearing to determine what happened, as well as to provide long-term institutional mechanisms, solutions, or even laws to avoid repetition of the same tragic large-scale loss of lives. First, the committees need answer on command and control issues. Tactical implementation and strategic planning are equally important. One can lead to the success or failure of the other. Questions like, who ordered the operation? Who was in command during the operation? Was the operation cleared by the PNP leadership? Up to what level was the operation authorized? Who had tactical command? Where were the operational and tactical commanders during the encounter? What coordination was undertaken with friendly forces such as the AFP before and during the operations? With whom in the AFP and at what point, or even with the MILF, were coordinations undertaken? What role did foreign intelligence and operations take in the mission, if any? Second, the committees would like to raise questions about some fundamentals in combat operations and intelligence. It seems that there may have been a lack of intelligence preparations of the battlefield or IPB. While there could have been good intelligence on who the target personality was, Marwan in this case, the committee would like to be apprised of such equally important matters as the presence of who, what, where, and how many were the friendly and hostile forces in the targeted area, as well as in the areas of ingress and egress to and from the target areas. Alam natin na lahat ng isang kawal o pulis, kahit na may sapat na pagsasanay, ay sumusunod lamang sa mga utos o inuutos ng kanilang mga pinuno. Sa pagkakataong ito, maaring may sapat na intelligence kung sino ang dapat dakpin sa bisa ng warrant of arrest na kailangang ihain kay Marwan, subalit sapat din kaya ang kaalaman ng mga pinuno at ng mga pulis tungkol sa marami pang ibang bagay na gaya ng nabanggit ko? O hindi kaya ang kasalatan sa kinakailangan intel ang siyang punot dulo ng kaawa-awang pagkasawi ng ating puwersa? Dapat nating malaman ito. Isinubo ba ng kanilang mga pinuno ang mga pulis sa kanilang malagim na kamatayan? Pangatlo, gustong malaman ng komite kung sapat ang bilang at kakayahan ng puwersang sumabak sa operasyon. Assuming there was good intelligence that included the points raised earlier, why did the PNP employ only a small number of forces, only one strike unit platoon and only one backup unit platoon? The PNP claims to have had 392 troops involved in the operation, but there was obviously no effective reinforcement employed while the firefight was ongoing. Ano po ang dahilan dito? Fourth, the training of police forces. Another compelling question that we seek answers to is this issue. Were the troops who were deployed and utilized sufficiently trained for this type of warfare and in that kind of environment and for that type of operation? The chair was informed that the operation which was undertaken was a semi-conventional rural jungle operation involving mass enemy forces. Wasn't there an evident mismatch of forces? If so, who is or are responsible for the proper assignments and proper number of assignees? Who decided which men? And how many men was the right fit for the operation? The committee also wishes to be enlightened about the equipage of forces. Were our police troops provided with the appropriate weapons and other needed equipment for such operation? Higit na mahalaga sa mga tanong at sagot sa pangyayaring ito ay ang pag-asam-asam din na malaman kung may pagtitiwala bang naiiwan sa lahat ng partidong kasama sa usaping pangkapayapaan. Halimbawa, nais ng komite na hingin sa MILF ang sinseridad nito sa pananatili sa usapin ng peace process. To show its sincerity, would the MILF be ready either to identify the perpetrators and at the very least impose appropriate and acceptable sanctions? And if the MILF is truly a partner in keeping the peace in the areas under their control, would they commit to a specific time frame to clear the area of BIFF forces together with government forces? Bago magsimula ang mga individual na katanungan or interpellations, mahalagang maintindihan natin ang buong kaganapan. Kaya para sa pagdinig ngayong araw na ito, uunahin naming tawagin ang mga sumusunod. Si Secretary Mar Rojas bilang tagapamuno ng DILG na sumasaklaw sa PNP. At pagkatapos naman niya, ang mga ibang magsasalita sa hanay ng PNP, kasama na po dyan si Director Getulio Napeñas, dating pinuno ng SAF Special Action Force na nangunguna sa insidente sa Mama Sapano, at si Director General Leonardo Espina bilang pinakamataas na opisyal ng PNP sa kasalukuyan. Yung mga ibang resource persons po natin na nasa ground nung nangyari ito, katulad po ni Superintendent Raymond Train at ni PO2 Christopher Lalan, sila po ay pwede natin makausap sa hiwalay na pagkakataon para hindi po sila nandito ngayon sa ating pagdinig. Dahil na rin po sa kanilang pisikal na kalagayan at sa kanilang seguridad. Sila po ay naririto, pero maaring kausapin po namin sila ng mga senador sa hiwalay na pagkakataon. Pagkatapos po ng PNP, sa hanay po ng PNP, tatanungin din po natin si Secretary Voltaire Gasmin bilang kalihim ng Department of National Defense at pagkatapos po niya ay si General Edmundo Pangilinan na siyang head ng 6th Infantry Division ng Army sa Maguindanao. Para maayos at masusi ang pagkalap ng mga testimonya, hihilingin natin na simulan nila ang kanilang salaysay sa mga pangyayari mula nang nagkaroon ng intel na nasa Maguindanao nga si Marwan, hanggang sa kainitan ng operasyon sa mga araw ng Hunyo 24, 25 hanggang sa matapos at makalap ang ating mga namayapa at mailigtas ang mga natitira pang mga pulis. Ang mga resource persons po natin ay bigyan natin ng pagkakataon magsalita yung ating pong nabanggit at pagkatapos po nun, pwede po tayo mag-umpisa sa ating mga katanungan. For purposes of orderly discussions, the committee shall allow our resource persons appropriate time to present their statements and knowledge on the issues at hand. All resource persons are required to provide the Secretariat copies of their respective position statements. The members of the 3 Senate committees are given 5 minutes each for their questions in every round, and we shall use the order of arrival as basis for the sequence of committee members to ask their questions. For today's hearing, I would like to acknowledge all the senators present here today: Secretary Mar Rojas, Secretary Voltaire Gasmin, Secretary Laila De Lima, the representative for Secretary Ochoa, Attorney Musngi, and all our other, Secretary Ging Deles, and all other resource persons here today, including those from the PNP, the AFP, and the local governments, and the members of the Peace Panel.